I'm Randy Reid, editor of the Edison Report, and we're here at the Conversation Corner of NYControlled 2025. I'm joined today by Colleen Harper, the CEO and Executive Director of IES and the Executive Director of AES. So welcome, Colleen.
Thank you.
It's a big day. There's a lot of news. Tell our audience a little bit about what has happened between IES and AES.
Well, I think you can tell, even from the names, that there are a lot of synergies between the two organizations. And when I left AES in 2022, the society was very much on an upward swing. And I was very proud of that, but I was also ready to have a new challenge, which is what IES provided. But I truly,
Boy, did we ever.
Sorry?
Boy, did we ever.
Right. Little did I know. But I truly loved that organization and the community and felt very connected to them. So I've remained in touch with a lot of the leadership there. And earlier this year, I became aware of the possibility that they were going to leave their management company, or that the company and AES were going to part ways. And it seemed like this could really be an interesting opportunity for both organizations to share resources in a very productive and efficient way. So we started some conversations more earnestly, I guess, around the summertime, like midsummer. And they quickly progressed, and both boards discussed it at their respective meetings. And of course, it was formalized today with the press release announcement and so forth. But this has been something that's been in the works and being worked on very diligently for a number of months.
And I would say it was kept secret. So your board did a great job of that. There are different ways to do this model. One model is you could have resigned from the IES and taken the job. You could have said, I'm going to work half-time with each job and receive 2 paychecks. But the way it's structured, I understand it, is that they are hiring IES, in essence, to do their management. So IES will also benefit financially.
That's right, yes. So as you know, we have the arrangement with NYControlled already,
right,
which started in January of 2023. And the primary staff members on that arrangement are, I work as essentially the executive director of NYControlled, and Olga Lukina is the CFO. And we're really the only 2 staff members affected by that arrangement. For AES, it's the exact same type of management structure where everything is staying completely separate, and they're paying us a management fee to do the association management and administration of the organization. So they retain their board of directors. Everything about their branding stays the same. They will keep their own website, but they will be paying us to do the management of that organization. So a management fee, exactly the same way that NYControlled does. Again, keeping things very separate, but the connections that you make through different organizations and events and so forth. The management fee is larger. Their budget is also significantly larger than NYControlled's.
Sure. And so I assume that their staff is no longer. And are you
That's
thinking
correct.
You're going to hire 3 employees, I saw,
Yes,
from their staff? Or,
no.
Okay.
So what happened when I left and then Graham left? So Graham left AES in 2023 because I hired him to come to IES. At that time, they were in the transition to go to an association management company.
I see.
So they did not have full-time AES staff themselves anymore. Okay. So it's a very similar model to what they've had for the past few years, but with a nonprofit instead of a for-profit AMC.
Wow, I love that idea. Now, can you see economies of scale here? I mean, could our lighting conference perhaps be co-located with their conference and maybe overlap a day or 2 and more hotel nights? How would that work?
We have certainly talked a lot strategically about the opportunities that exist when it comes to light and sound. I think that those will need to be further developed and discussed, and to see what other events they could start to participate in the intelligent building sense.
Right.
So we are actively having those discussions just internally. With AES, it has been much more focused on just getting this management agreement done. The other strategic pieces, I'm sure they've talked about internally, but that will come, once we get kind of more, well, once we officially become their management company. Or
December 16th?
December 16th. So, and I shouldn't say company. Once we share the services, then we will have those conversations in earnest. We have already kind of talked about internally, and I mean at the IES staff level, and a little bit at the board level, about the possibility of co-locating events to mitigate risk on both sides, so that we could share one room block, or to have F&B minimums that we both can contribute to. So those conversations are happening. We do not have any firm plans, but it is certainly something we've discussed.
We're not going to have a light and audio fair in 2026.
We will not have a light and audio fair in 2026, no. They do have established events that they will continue to have, and those will be AES branded. Those will continue to be their own events. At such time that it makes sense, if ever, to have there be more of that co-location strategy, or even more intertwined. We'll cross that bridge, but that's not on the immediate horizon.
Okay, so the current staff that you have at IES, which of course you have done a tremendous job of watching the expenses, this staff, they will all work for both organizations. It's not like one person will say, well, I'm an IES person.
Not all staff.
Okay.
So we have some staff members, those focused on the standards.
Right, so very specialized.
Correct. So our standards and education department and staff members will remain 100% focused on IES.
Okay.
We do not currently have any plans to focus 100% on AES. All other staff members will do some time splitting, with some people more evenly split and some 70 IES, 30 AES. So the majority of staff, I think is fair to say, will split, but we do have some staff who will remain 100% focused on IES, and that's primarily Brienne Wilcock and her team.
Right.
And I should also just mention that Brienne has been integral to this process, because thinking about the technical side of IES and how important that is to our success, she really had to be on board with this type of arrangement for us to know that it could be successful, and she's fully on board and fully supportive and really excited about it.
And I believe Brienne Wilcock was the EdisonReport 2025
she was.
Or 2024 person of the year.
That's right.
Shameless plug there. Colleen, do you worry about your workload?
That's a great question. I will say, I think I'd be a little foolish to not be worried, because it is another organization, and they're an active organization, and they are they want to do a lot, and we need to build some stuff back up. Their model is a little bit different in how they plan events, in which their conferences, they have conventions, but they also have topic-specific conferences that are really volunteer-run, but the money goes back to headquarters. So from that standpoint, I think that Graham and I certainly know what we're getting into. We feel comfortable that the workload is manageable, but that's also why we'll be hiring some new people, so that we can more equitably distribute the work that needs to be done.
And they're based in New York City. AES is New York City based.
Yes.
Now, you and I participated in a global lighting summit at the conference in 2025, the lighting conference. Amardeep Dugar hosted it. This was going on in the back of your mind.
It was.
And when we were talking about shared resources.
Yes.
Okay.
This was already in process at that point. Yes.
Okay. Well, congratulations. I think it's a great opportunity. I'm happy for you personally, and I'm very happy for the society, because I think we're going to benefit financially, and we need it. So,
thank you very much, Randy.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.